I'm going to do another Halloween look, and this was a request by somebody to do a ventriloquist dummy look. So this is what I've come up with. You have the moving mouth, that strange mouth, and these really sort of protruding cheeks, and the doll-like type of eyes with the big doll eyelashes, and yeah, this was a really fun look. I hope you stay tuned to watch this. Please rate, leave me a comment, and if you do want to see more Halloween looks, because I will be doing more, I decided, then feel free to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And just a note, I list all the products that I use on the side, or wait, is it this side? One of these sides. Anyway, on the video information, do check that out. I list all the products I used. If you do have a question about something, please do not ask me in the comments, because I don't read them all sometimes, because sometimes YouTube does not notify me of comments. So if you do have something that you want to ask me, please either send me a message through YouTube, or you can email me at julia.youtube@gmail.com. And also make sure that you check out the contest that I'm holding for the month of October. I'm giving away a bunch of cosmetics for free, so if you do want to enter that, make sure you check out my contest thread or contest video. So that is it. So that's the look that I'll be doing, and I hope you stay tuned. It's gonna be really fun, so enjoy. So the first thing that I did is I applied foundation, and then I powdered my whole face so that I get a nice matte finish. And now I have just applied the Art Deco eyeshadow base just underneath and on the top of my eyeshadow. And now what I'm first going to start off with is this top shape. So for that, I'm just going to use a black pencil, and this one is by Ben Nye, but you can use anything that you want, and you kind of want to make a really sort of round shape. And depending on the shape of your eyes, like my eyes are sort of hooded, so I just want to make that, like my natural crease is here, just below, as you can see. So I'm actually making that line just above, and I just use like an eyeshadow, an eye pencil. So you want to start at one corner, and then just sort of make that shape. So now I have drawn in that shape, and now you just want to make a smooth line of it. So I'm actually going to use a really thin and flat brush, and this is the one that I'm using. This is the Sephora Professional brush, and this is the number 14 smudge brush. It's really thick on one side and really thin on the other side, and it's quite stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of smooth out that black line, and you don't want to go below, you just want to sort of take that black and smudge it upwards. So as you can see, now that I have smudged and softened this line using that brush, I'm going to use that same brush and pick up a little bit of Carbon from MAC, and this is just a matte black eyeshadow. You can use any other matte black eyeshadow that you want. And I'm just getting a little bit of that on, just on the tip of that brush, just flick off the excess a bit, and now I'm going to just place that on top. And I'm not dragging my brush, I'm just sort of placing it to sort of darken that line up. That's going to give you a nice crisp line. And once I have that a bit on, then what you can do is use the side of that brush and really gently just pull it up. Make sure that you're not going underneath that line, because that's where you're going to be putting another color. Now before you totally finish blending, what you want to get is your highlight color, and I am using MAC Vellum. This is a really cool highlighter because it's a white color, it's a frost finish, and it has sort of a reflect to it, sort of a bluish, purplish reflect. And this won't really pick up on the camera, but you can definitely see that it has that reflective tone to it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just putting that with sort of a thicker brush right underneath my eyebrow, and you can really pack this on because you really want that reflect to show. So once I have that on, I'm going to go back with that other brush that I was using and just sort of blend it into the vellum. Now that that shape is done, I'm taking my MAC 239 brush and I'm going to just pick up Shroom. This is just a really neutral color that's almost the same tone as my skin. So if you have darker skin, then just take any sort of eyeshadow that's almost your skin tone. If you don't have that, you could just use a white color as well. And now I'm just taking that and really sort of carefully just filling in that shape that's on my lid. Now I'm going to take my Sephora eyelining brush. This is just a pointed eyeliner. It's the number 17 brush by Sephora. And I'm going to take a little bit of liquid eyeliner, and the one that I'm using is by Revlon. And now I'm going to draw on basically a line. And you don't want to put it just on, my lashes are here, the lower lashes are just up here. But you don't want to put it up here. You want to just put it maybe half a centimeter just below, and you just want to follow the natural shape of your eye, and at the end just kind of wing it out, just going a bit in a sort of slope. So I'm going to do that shape and I'll be right back. So now I have that basic shape on, and now I'm going to go back with the number 14 smudge brush from Sephora, and I'm going to just get actually no, I'm going to take out just a small angle brush, and I'm going to just get a bit of that pencil liner again, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that just below that line. And then you can just take like a smudge brush or an eyeliner brush or something, and just smooth out that shape a bit. And you can also just use that angle brush, get a bit of carbon, actually that's probably easier if you just use carbon. Now if there's any places that you need to fix or something, then just take like a Q-tip and just kind of fix those areas that you kind of went over. Now I'm going to use a white kohl pencil. This one is by Rimmel, and I'm just using that to sort of fill in that shape with the white kohl pencil. Then I'm just going to use that 239 brush to sort of blend that out a bit. Then I'm going to pick up that other color again, Vellum, that I used before for the highlight, pat that on that 239 brush, and I'm just going to pat that on. This is just to fill in that shape again, to give you that sharp contrast between the black and the white. So now what I just did is I used the that liquid eyeliner just to make a really clean line on the inner part of this upper shape, and I also just made a line on the top lid, because now you're going to get your eye ready to use your false lashes. And the ones that I'm using are from Quo. What you can do if you want to get that doll-like look is you can use sort of, I don't know if you can see, use ones that are kind of spiky like this, okay? Sort of that spiky looking lashes. So I've got two sets and they're both sort of spiky looking. So you want to get something like that if you can. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply one set on the bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm just applying these right on that line, okay? And what you want to do is you don't want to put them the normal way around, like the normal way that you'd put the other one. You want to basically flip them over so the curve is coming out, okay, if that makes sense. They're concave, or I don't know what it is. It's coming, the curve is coming out like this, because that way they're just gonna stick better, and it's gonna get that illusion of lashes just down here. So I'm going to apply those to the bottom line and to the top. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So what I just did now is I just applied a bit of glue, and what I always do is I use an orange stick to apply it because it's just more precise that way. And I just what I do is I hold the lashes with some tweezers, then I apply the glue really gently, And now as you can see, I just placed them. So I use one end to hold with the tweezers and the other one I just hold with my finger, and then I just place them on. And now I'm using that orange stick, just the side of it, and I'm just kind of pushing the lashes in place, and that's just going to help it secure firmly. Okay, so that's just going to help it really stay. So now I'm just securing the other ones. I just placed them, and I just use now that orange stick. The glue is still wet, so what I do is I just use that orange stick to sort of push the base of the lashes onto the lid, and you really want to make sure that they go onto that black line, because otherwise it's going to look a bit wonky. So once it's in place, you just want to sort of don't touch it and just let it do its thing. The glue's going to dry, and now these bottom ones are almost dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push them down, because you want to be able to see these. So I'm just sort of pushing them down gently with that stick so you can see them a bit better now, like the other ones down here. Okay, I'm just going to wait for these to dry. So meanwhile, I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to use a black pencil because I think that for this kind of look it's really dramatic, so you know, you can use something a bit stronger than you would normally. Okay, so I just defined my eyebrow. If you want to know the details of how I do my brows, then do check out my eyebrow tutorial, because I do show it in detail there, so I'm not going to cover that. And now I think the top lashes are dry, so what I just do is I'm using that little orange stick again. I just kind of push them up. So you don't want to do it too hard, because otherwise the glue will come off. But you're just kind of pressing at the base to make them kind of stand up. Now I am going to start this contouring, and this is going to give that effect when you smile. It's going to give that effect of those sort of pronounced cheek apples. And what I start with first is contouring. Now if you do have a proper product for contouring, then by all means use that. At the moment I do not have one. I'm ordering one from Ben Nye, so I should be getting that soon. But right now I'm just using copper plate eyeshadow. You just want to make sure that if you do use a contouring product that it's matte, because it's just going to be a bit more versatile. And now to find out this this cheek thing. So what I do is basically I just look in a mirror that's a bit farther away to get it even, and then I just smile, and just sort of wherever the apple of your cheek, sort of that puffy part is, you just kind of want to go around that. Okay, so once that's on, then you just want to sort of soften the edges so it's not quite so harsh. So I'm just using sort of a big brush for this, and really pressing hard, because I'm just trying to soften that line. Okay. So then you could use something like a blush brush or something like that, and sort of go around the edges contouring. Okay, and now I'm going to just wipe off that brush that I was using. This is the Sephora, no, it's not the Sephora, it's the Stila No. 5 brush, but you can use any kind of soft big eye brush or whatever you have, doesn't really matter as long as you're comfortable with it. And now I'm just going to pick up my blush, and this is a really pigmented blush. This is NARS Crazed. So this is a really sort of deep raspberry color. You don't have to use this exact blush. Just try to use one that's sort of really bright. If you don't have something that's really bright as a blush, then use an eyeshadow by all means. Use any sort of bright color that you have. And now I'm going to just apply that just above that contour. Okay. So now I've got that shape, and now I'm just using that brush with what's on on that brush with color, and I'm just kind of blending this out. Again, you do not have to use NARS if it's too expensive, or, you know, if you have another kind of blush that's sort of pigmented, then you can use that. And if you don't have anything, just use an eyeshadow. And now what I'm doing is I'm kind of getting a gradient going, as you can tell. The sharpest line is going to be down here, which is right along the edge of that contour. And as I work my way up, I'm getting lighter and lighter so that you have a nice sort of gradient. So now you have that on. Now what I'm going to do is, for the middle part, you want to highlight that. So I'm using a matte white eyeshadow. This is by NYX, and I'm using sort of a big fluffy face brush, and this is the I think it's the 168 from MAC, and I'm just placing that. Just smile and just dab it right on the apple, and then you just kind of blend it up towards that eyelash. So that is going to give you, it's going to increase that gradient. As you can see now, it's blending in with that red color, or that raspberry color from the blush. So this is just to make it look more, really, it's going to really sort of poke out your apples of your cheeks, which is exactly what ventriloquist dummies, if you look at them, they always have these really protruding cheeks. So now you have your cheeks pretty much done. So now I'm going to just take a kabuki brush. This just has some powder, and I'm just going to spread it a bit on my hand. You can use a petri dish. Just powdering the lips. And now I want to have some kind of extreme lips going on, because that is going to be the focus of this ventriloquist doll. So yeah, I'm going to use actually a black eyeliner pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips with this black pencil. Okay, I actually changed my mind. So what I did is I used that black eyeliner just for the top and the arches on my lips. And what I did is I just put it on the inside, just like that. So that has got now that black line on the inner part. So, and now I'm going to use that Velvetella. And I'm just going to finish up the rest of the line using Velvetella. So now you can see the lips have a sort of a multicolored line, and that's going to do some natural contouring on your lips. And now I'm just going to fill them in with NARS Scarlet Empress. So now I have those lips filled in, and I'm not quite finished with them. So they look really dark right now, but I'm going to add something at the end, so don't worry. So now I'm going to add in that ventriloquist mouthpiece. So again, I'm using that black eyeliner pencil, and now you just want to draw it in. So I drew in that basic shape, and now I'm going to take an angled brush and just sort of soften that line. So as you can see, what I did is I just softened it on the inner part, so the outside part is going to stay crisp. And now I'm taking again the MAC 217, and I'm creating a shadow just below my lips. Oh sorry, this is copper plate again. Now I'm going to take that white eyeshadow, again the matte white shadow, and highlight the inner part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of lip gloss, and this is MAC Red Romp. This is just a sparkling red lip gloss. And just putting that in the center. And then, just to make it a bit more lighter, I'm going to use Style Minx. This was also limited edition. This is a hot pink lip gloss. And that is just going to get a bit of dimension to the lips. So now pretty much the face is almost done, and now this is optional. I'm going to see what this looks like. I'm going to put in some freckles, because sometimes dolls, they have that sort of kitty style look with that sort of the baby doll freckle look. So I'm just going to use like almost a nude lip liner. And this one is Rimmel Tiramisu. And I'm just going to make some dots. Okay, so I've finished adding in those freckles. You can only really see these close up. They're really subtle. I mean, I don't want them to be black or anything. So it just kind of gives that a bit more of that doll-like look. If you see some dolls, sometimes they have those little freckles on, but you can leave those off if you prefer. So that is pretty much it for the tutorial. You have now these sort of that sort of mouth, and you know, for costume, it would be really cool if you get one of those like top hats. I've seen those on some ventriloquist dolls, or any sort of really strange hat. If you're a girl, maybe braid your hair, or I don't know, anything that looks sort of doll-like and sort of cute and strange, then I think that would work well. So yeah, that is pretty much the completed look for the ventriloquist doll Halloween tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I do have a few more ideas for Halloween looks. I said that at first, I said I wasn't going to do any more, but I've had a few suggestions and some of them have been really unique. So I'm going to be doing probably a few more. So yeah, keep watching. Please rate my channel, or please rate this video. If you do feel like seeing more tutorials, then feel free to subscribe, because then you won't miss anything. And leave me a comment if you do wish. And I hope you stay tuned. So take care. Bye guys.